and you can basically try this indicator backtesting hack on any single strategy out there. All right, now for the fun part. We get to add this strategy to the Tradingview backtesting machine. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to the AI Trading Life YouTube channel. On this video, we're going to show you how to thoroughly backtest strategies, not just by going through by hand, clicking through every single input, trying to get the perfect ratio of profit and loss, but instead actually just doing it fully automated. So you can basically set it and forget it, run a program while you sleep, and then you wake up and your net profit goes to the positive. Just amazing feeling, and it saves you a ton of time. I was definitely the guy that goes through and basically changes every single value incrementally, and believe me, it can work, but if you start to look at how many possibilities there are there, you can definitely get demoralized. I took a Harvard statistics course, and you could literally be there for like years testing every single possibility. So TradingView Assistant, go on the Chrome web store, add this to Chrome. You might have to refresh your TradingView tab, or just close Chrome and open it back up again. You're gonna go up here to where these little pins are, and then just or where these extensions are, and then just pin it. Boom. Once that's done, you're gonna open it up and it says test strategy. It should look like this. Perfect. So you have a couple different options here. The first thing is gonna be a default net profit all. That's pretty good. That's kind of what we're chasing after. Net profit, as you can see, the higher the better. The only thing is, sometimes the net profit can be really good. Like I've had values in the thousands of percent of profitability, which seems insane, and it was, because the max drawdown was like 80% at times, or 70%. And again, what that drawdown is it's gonna be telling you how much your account could drop at any time. So for example, we were up 30% in a matter of like 2-3 months. And then as you can see, it dropped down 28% off that. So that's almost our entire gains, our 30% gains, boom, down, down, down. So you wanna make sure the drawdown is as little as possible and the net profit's as high as possible, while actually having some trades, because sometimes your drawdown's not bad, or your accuracy percent profitable is really high, but you only make like 2 trades in the last year. And like, what fun is that, you know? It's not a very reliable strategy if you're only making 2 trades. You want stuff that actually works, right? So we're gonna play around with a couple different options. As you can see, there's different methods here. I'll kind of go over those. So annealing, that one's, we also go to help so you can have something to look at. So basically what it does is it randomizes all the settings that you give in there, randomize, and then it'll slightly change, randomize, slightly change, randomize, slightly change. And the trading software has a memory too, so it's not going to randomize to the same stats twice or change it to the same stats twice, because that's wasting time, that's wasting energy. And so annealing is actually a little bit better than just like the completely random method, because if you see here, so let's say we're going to test it, it'll say 9,700. That's not too bad. Like something with only 1, 2, 3, 4 different variables, it might take a day, but all things considered, 1 day invested into having a killer trading strategy, if all things work, that's not bad at all. Now, I've had this number in like the billions, where it's just like, it's like algebra. There's like letters to the power of like, the number was just way too high. And in that case, you might just want to throw annealing on with, I don't know, like 8,000 different cycles in order to get the desired result, because obviously you can't run a billion tests. And the reason why not is because I've actually had this crash on me one time where I got 9,700 in of 10,000, and then next thing you know, like Google Chrome disconnected or crashed. I'm like, no. So again, you just want to obviously keep it within your means. Sequential improvement's really good if you already have a killer trading strategy and you just want to improve it. Because one time I had something up to like plus 8,000%, and I wanted to just see if there's a slightly better option. So I did sequential improvement, and it basically just goes down in order. It'll go try all these up and down, 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 and click that. So just kind of run it down one more time where it'll only be like 55 combinations of those right there. And it'll get you, like I had it up an extra 2,000% on the 8,000. So I got up to like 10K. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was a really good 3 minutes invested into just the sequential improvement. But I think for something with a big cycle range, like 10,000, something like that, either annealing would be your best option. Random improvement's also a very good option for that. However, if it's under 10,000 and you're actually making a lot of cycles per minute, I think brute force is honestly just a good option. Like, you're not gonna miss anything. So for example, this one is gonna be highest net profit with, so this is gonna be your filter here, with more than 1 Sortino ratio. Okay, well, what's Sortino ratio? I will show you. So if you look at Sortino ratio here, it's basically gonna be the amount of profit you get, and it's taking into consideration the risk. So DD is gonna be your drawdown risk. What I was mentioning earlier, you don't want 10,000% profit if you have a risk of losing 90% of your account in the process. You know what I mean? You want 10,000% profit with only, let's say, 10% of your risk involved, right? So the better, higher number here, the better. Normally 1 is like pretty good, but anything above that's just cherry on top. So we're gonna run this back, brute force more than 1. And then you can get into that back testing on different time frames as well. So let's say, for example, you want to do 15 minute, 30 minute. You could do that. However, it's recommended only for like very short. So for example, if I tightened up the contingency here, let's say I had narrowed it down, I know what the trailing is exactly. I only want to, let's say, hone in the length within a couple. Then I'd leave those alone. And how I do that is when I go to run the strategy, let's say I'm good with the trailing where it is, I deselect those. And then it would only basically look at those two. And as you can see, it goes from 9,700 to 22. You know what I mean? And in that you could run on multiple time frames. I'm thinking the reason it doesn't want you to run over 200 is because as you can see here, there's a little condition in the bottom saying you can use this bot at your own risk. So if you're just spamming a ton of different strategy combinations every second and Tradingview catches on, it's gonna be like, hey, like, cut it out. They don't want you to manipulate the system. Although this is by far the best way to find your backtest. The only option I would change is I would bring in the options and tools here, this 45 seconds down to just 15 seconds there. And what that does is sometimes you get an error where no, let's say the strategy just doesn't make any trades, and it'll say error. It'll wait 45 seconds before trying again. That's kind of a waste. 15 seconds, if you get any kind of error, is totally fine. Like, you could probably even bring that down to like 5 seconds if you want, but I'm leaving it up there just because of the creator's recommendation. Perfect. So net profit all is going to be the number one that we're going for. And by brute force method, because it's going to be going by relatively quickly with more than 1 Sortino ratio. So that's going to be basically keeping your drawdown to a minimum and your profits up. All right, so it's going to be going for the last like 8 months or so. If you do have a Tradingview premium subscription, you could try it from like 2018, 2015, like we can try it way back, just because that's going to be more accurate. Sometimes you get an amazing like 89% accuracy, 1,000% net profit, but then you're just like, okay, that was in the last 8 months. What if I deep backtest it for the last 3, 4, 5 years? Then you realize you're down to 70%. So you're like, shit, I really gotta try backtesting. It's a good option. If you guys want to try any of these and you think you have a really golden code, feel free to just drop it in the comments below. I'll be reading all the comments. I do have a TradingView premium account, so I can go back and I can look to see how good the code is, especially if it's just a quick like, hey, this is the strategy I'm using, these are my variables, boom, 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 drop that in the comments. Yeah, as you can see, you went from -5% to -99% pretty quickly. So we're gonna touch up this code. I'm gonna run the strategy tester on there, and I'm gonna be back after all these almost 10,000 cycles are done to show you guys the best strategy that I got, and then obviously just give you guys the keys to the kingdom. I'll tell you the exact profit and loss, trailing stop and loss, and then the length of the highest high and lowest low breakout strategy. Anyway guys, I'll let you know the results as soon as I can. Take care. All right guys, I went ahead and changed the trailing long and short to these values right here. We're looking at 2.2 on the long and then 1.9 on the short with the length of 122 there. I'll just quickly show you the visual. 2.2, 1.9, 1.22. Now the reason I did this, save that there. If you ever hit save, it'll ask you what you want to save it as. It's good because you could have multiple revisions. Like in the second revision here, we're gonna bring this over to ChatGPT. Let's drop the code in there. Now, let's bring that in there. And if you look at the side here, I'm not seeing any errors. So let's add that to chart. Now it looks like... All right, now for the fun part. We get to add this strategy to the TradingView back testing machine here. Again, this is a Google Chrome extension. I talk all about it in my next video and give you a bit of an in-depth tutorial on exactly what settings worked best for me, when to use them based on all the parameters. Anyway, let's set this up real quick. So depending on the parameters, we want it as little drawdown as possible. In fact, all the drawdown, let's bring it down to about 25% because it's already pretty low. And then let's test the strategy. You'll notice that there's some new parameters in there since we added the inputs. Yes, it's okay. And there should be about 1,400 strategies. So let's load that up right here and send it off to the races. Right, we're back, and real quick to show you guys, it got ourselves up to 64.25, and that is from just the beginning of this year, so 8 months, 64%. That's not bad. Yeah, so the net profit was really good on this one. And again, this is only for the last 8 months. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna check this way back to 2015 and see if these figures hold true. Look at this, pretty steady profit overall. There was a term in the last probably year that it went down, but yeah, let's look at the properties here. The big thing that you really want to look for in here is the average trade that's winning made about 2.42%, and the average trade that's losing only lost 1.15%, again because of that trailing. Yeah, largest winning is 23, largest losing is only 6. So it looks like it held through even in the 1.5-year back test. So after running this all night, I got these final numbers here for your trailing loss and trailing take profit. And then that's gonna be your fast and slow moving average, 30 and 50 on the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, bump that up to the 4-hour, doesn't do quite good. But for 30 minutes, it's good because it's almost always in a trade, so it's always doing something. And it caught this nice swoop to the downside. It was funny, last night I actually opened up a grid bot, like literally right here before all this just dropped. And then It went back up, made some grid profit, went down, made some grid profit on the way up. Results, download results. It should have automatically downloaded it. It probably did. Okay. And we're going to open up Google Sheets. Okay, so we're in Google Sheets and we're going to go insert. Oh, sorry, file, import. That's what I'm talking about. And then we're just going to upload. And it should be the download 30-minute right here. Perfect. And all the settings are fine. Just import data, detect automatically. That's all perfect. And this is basically how you view the results. So they're all gonna pop up and populate here. Now, net profit all. Okay, and then that's gonna be your net profit all, is that BR right there. So let's organize that descending. So our highest net profit is gonna be right here in order. You can see it's getting better and better through all the different iterations of it to a max of 64. Perfect. And then now you can see here all the information you're looking for. And this is also a really good way to see what the results were. So for example, it'll tell you the different iterations and basically what it changed on the side here. So moving averages changed, drawdowns changed, trailing changed, and it came up to this number right here at the very bottom, and it's going to be the best. So again, 30, 50, 2.1, 2.95, and that's just by setting it back down to 30. And that did pretty good. Yeah, so that's kind of how you analyze the data. Sometimes you can see something with a really good net profit, let's say like even 52, but then the drawdown is tiny and it's a lot more accurate. So like it's good to be able to go through there and then again see what kind of settings were used to get those numbers. Yeah, so definitely this is how you kind of comb through data. One last thing I'll show you guys before we get going here is you can literally do this with any indicator. You can go to, this is how I find any strategy, and you can basically try this indicator backtesting hack on any single strategy out there. So basically, type in strategy, and any strategy you see that has this little up and down with a little wave on it. Here's again, strategy. You're gonna scroll down. I've tried a lot of these and I favorited the ones that I liked. Let's just try this one right here. Okay, perfect. Now the results are probably abysmal, but we'll give it a try to see. Yeah, abysmal, as things usually are. So again, we're gonna run it back. First, I like to see the settings though, because there is such thing as commission. And then the way I like to trade is usually 70% of my equity. And then that's gonna give us probably a negative result there. So you can try again with the different time frames. And then, yeah, as soon as you have that, you can run it back. It'll say, yes, you have different settings. As you can see, there's an absolute buttload. So you can find things that you don't want to change, like the period you don't want to change, for example. Overbought and oversold conditions you don't want to change. And this brings this number down just a fair bit. Yeah. So that's, again, kind of how you use it on any single strategy that has a little up and down arrow. Go ahead and try it for yourself. If you guys find any cool strategies, leave them in the description below or join the Discord. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be making more videos like this on a daily basis. So you're not going to want to miss out. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.